Do it for the gram.
I look like a goober when I smile, though. Usually try to look tough. Like,
You always look like a goober.
bro,
You're my goober.
you're not helping my self-esteem out very much right now.
You're a goober, but you're my goober, so it's okay.
I love it when I'm your goober.
I'm going to leave that right there. You ready to go?
Sure.
All right, Neil, you ready? You want me to clap?
You got it?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. Hey, Brenham Crossfit. We're back with another episode of Coffee with a Coach. We bring Jared Campbell, a.k.a. Coach Jared, our 5 and 6 a.m. guy on. We talk about Jared's CrossFit journey as a coach. We talk about kind of what brings him his schedule, how that kind of his consistency of his schedule makes life a little bit easier for him, some of his favorite coaching things. Any of you that know Jared and I, we had to high five that we kept it PG. Because we share another life outside of these walls together, that sometimes things can go awry. We'll leave that for another episode maybe. So sit back, enjoy Coffee with a Coach with Jared. Hey, Brenham CrossFit family. We're here again with another episode of Coffee with a Coach. I'm Andy, and we're here with... Say your name.
Jared Campbell.
Why you gotta say it like that?
I don't know, because I wasn't prepared to say my name. I thought you were going to introduce me.
We're here with Jared. Just kind of like we did with Jessica. We'll kind of go over some things. We'll kind of talk about you, who you are, your family, what got you here, what you do outside these walls. And knowing you and I, we'll just probably see where this goes.
That could be dangerous.
Probably. It's Coffee with a Coach, and just let it be known I'm the only one drinking coffee.
I got my Mio energy over here. You know.
Again, Coffee with a Coach, not Coffee with Mio.
Sorry, it's still caffeine.
You need it.
I do.
Okay. So first question: cats or dogs?
Dogs, for sure,
Why?
100%.
Why? What's wrong with cat?
I'm allergic to cats, actually.
That's not a valid reason.
How is that not valid?
Whatever. Okay. Pistol or rifle?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna say rifle.
You always bring the big gun to the fight.
That's right.
Like this right here.
No, we're not gonna do that.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you? Let's start from the beginning. What brought you into CrossFit?
Well, so my first initial exposure to CrossFit was through a good buddy of mine, Wade Sisk. He owns a CrossFit gym in the Fort Worth area, No Limit CrossFit. Give him a little shout out real quick. And he would come down to visit holidays, weekends, things like that, and kind of worked out with him a few times. And then kind of just did it on my own a little bit, follow the workouts off the CrossFit main page, things like that, to the points where I was looking up YouTube videos on what everything meant because of all the little abbreviations and stuff that people come in and look at the whiteboard and they're like, I have no idea what that is.
What you still do?
Yes, I still do that. Yeah. So kind of how I got started.
Not just in CrossFit, in life in general.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to look things up, Google stuff to make sure you're doing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then found my way to Brenham CrossFit through some guys at work who were members here.
What is work?
What is work? It pays the bills. No, I'm just kidding. So I'm a police officer as my day job. Man, been doing that.
How long have you been doing that?
Ooh, getting old. Let's see, this is 2020. I've been doing that 17 years, counting the jail.
17. Is the world in a better place now or than it was 17 years ago, or worse?
That's a tough one. I'm going to say worse. Just my humble opinion.
Maybe we'll talk about that more later.
That may be a different podcast.
So you came here from some guys at work, and then we were still in the old gym, right?
Yes.
And then you've been pretty consistent. You never really fell off, huh?
Not really. Outside of just, life illness, injuries, things like that get you kind of off track. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty consistent.
What people don't know is every once in a while, Jared feels like he might be getting too small. And sometimes I agree with that. And so he feels like he has to go on this like bodybuilding regiment.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, bro, I got to go bro sesh. Got to get bigger.
Yeah, it's called a bulking phase, bro.
Yeah. And then that lasts for like 3 or 4 weeks. And then he's like, man, I was getting slow in that work. I got to come back to CrossFit again.
Yeah, so you go on a bulking phase. It gives you a good excuse to pick up heavy stuff and eat cheeseburgers. And then you come back to CrossFit and you're really slow and don't feel very good. So you're like, man, now I got to do some more CrossFit. And it's a vicious cycle. That's for sure.
So what made you want to coach?
Well, and when I was a kid, I used to always say I was going to coach football. That's what I was going to grow up and do. Started in the line on that. Got into law enforcement instead. Through my law enforcement career, I've been able to become an instructor and teach and kind of coach cops. And it's a lot of fun, and I enjoy it. So, I mean, I enjoy sharing my knowledge and skill sets with other people to make them better.
That's it?
Yeah. Was that not enough?
That's fine.
So, I mean, I can talk more. You know, I like to talk. So,
how long you been coaching?
oh man, how long have I been coaching?
I don't know. I can go
Is
back and
this
look at
3
your pay
years?
stubs.
Yeah, it's 3 years,
I think so. Yeah.
somewhere around there. Don't know for sure. I have to look it up.
Did you ever coach in the old gym?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've been here 2 years.
Yeah, I got my certificate when we were still at the old gym, so it's probably been at least 3,
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there. And then you mainly coach mornings, correct?
Correct.
The 5 and the 6 a.m.ers.
Yes.
Is that like your favorite class, or you want to coach a different one? Or you better be careful what you say.
So to everybody that doesn't come at 5 and 6 a.m., no, of course, I don't have a favorite class. I love everybody the same. But to my 5 and 6 a.m. people, y'all know y'all my favorite, so don't worry about it.
You my boy, Blue?
Yeah, y'all my peeps.
My peeps.
It just kind of got that way just based off work schedule.
Yeah.
I did before coaching the evening some too, but it's just kind of lines up better with my schedule now to just coach in the mornings.
Which is fine, because that, as a business owner, those are always the hardest ones.
Right.
And we're super fortunate, super blessed to have a good crew of morning coaches that you 4 of you really almost have to fight over who's going to coach more each week.
Right.
So I'm super thankful for that. My wife is super thankful for that too. What is your favorite part about coaching? If you could kind of nail it down to one thing.
Man, just like I said, kind of like at work, just knowing that maybe something, even if it's something little, that maybe I passed on to somebody helps them to be better or, healthier or safer or something like that. Just knowing that you can pass that knowledge on to somebody to make them, like I said, whether it's a better police officer or a better CrossFitter or just, health and life in general.
So you just, our mantra, kind of build a better version of you. That's kind of what you like to see.
Exactly.
Is people just become better.
Right.
In some form or fashion. That's good. That's good. Follow up with that question. How has A, working out in general, B, working out here, I would say, in coaching, helped Jared become a better Jared? And what I mean is a better husband, better dad, a better police officer, a better Christian, all the things.
So I think as far as just being better in general, is just the people you're around and the friends and connections you make. Other guys that come in. We had our little men's group we did for a while. We didn't get that back going, by the way.
Yeah, that's my
Put you on the spot on that.
That's
yeah.
fine. Yeah. Well, we have Neil now, so
Yeah, we have Neil. So
y'all can't see Neil behind the camera.
Yeah, exactly. So just surrounding yourself with good people, man. It's just you feed off each other, and you want to be a better person, and you want to be a better father and a better husband, and just all those things, and just making those connections.
Yeah. Cool. What is your post-workout like go-to meal? If you just always have the same thing, or you change it up, or are you like, man, I really like this protein shake, or I like this big hunk of meat, and I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about what you actually want to eat.
I mean, you are a hunk of man meat. I mean, let's be honest. I don't know. I'm kind of old school because I came up, playing football and lifting weights and things like that. So kind of the go-to is I feel like, I just worked out. I got to have protein shake,
Which that's actually been proven a myth
yes.
now.
Yes. So now I actually drink those right before workout because then it's in your system as you're working out. It's actually been proven to be better for you that way.
Science.
Yeah. So thank you, Andrew, for teaching me that. But that was kind of always the go-to. But, man, to tell you the truth, here lately I've found myself working out in the evenings more, like 4:30 class and 5:30 train 30 class and things like that. And maybe because it's the end of the day, but I'll go home and eat like the first thing I can get my hands on, whether it's supper or whatever, obviously something healthy. Right?
Whatever. So,
Yeah,
like, if Grace has just a big old pile of, like, Starburst, you're like, oh, hey, first thing, Starburst.
Oh, no, not candy. It's got to be – I crave – definitely crave protein of some sort. So
you're a meat eater.
Yes, I'm definitely a carnivore, 100%.
So one thing we hadn't talked about, which I think is super unique for you to be on here, is because you have your coaching story, but and we'll put you on the spot on this one. But for those of you watching, we don't let anybody see the list of questions before we ask them, so they have to come up with this. You have your own story to tell about weight loss and kind of a transformation. Just hit the mic. It's fine.
Yeah, just running into
just
stuff.
ruining everything.
Yeah.
The bear in the China closet.
Like to break things.
Yeah.
So.
You have your own transformation story, right? From weight loss and just kind of spiritually and everything. And I think that's a story that needs to be told for somebody who might be in that same boat. Does that make sense?
Sure.
And you share whatever you're comfortable sharing with that.
Well, I mean, I've always been a big guy. Always struggled with weight. Like I said, back in the day, it was playing football, and it wasn't as big of a deal because, A, I was younger, metabolism was better. Plus, I was an offensive lineman, so the bigger the better. If I could gain weight and muscle and put some extra pounds on it, it served a purpose. And then just, life happens and you stop playing sports. And when my daughter was born, almost 8 years ago now, I was at the heaviest I've ever been, 355 pounds. As I stand here today, I'm probably around 230. So just, life, consistency in the gym, making good choices, things like that. Just
made a change.
Yeah, just making little changes here and there. I mean, it's not gonna happen overnight. It's still a daily struggle. I like beer and pizza and cheeseburgers and tacos and all that good stuff. So, just moderation.
So you're a human being.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely. Just moderation and consistency.
So, what would you say to someone who's kind of on the outside looking in?
And I would say, don't let it intimidate you. Don't let, the CrossFit games and all the people that look like Greek gods you see on TV. The only person that looks like that around here is you, Andrew. So the rest of us are pretty normal.
Nice.
Yeah. So nice. Just don't let it intimidate you. Me as playing sports and, back in high school and things like that, that's kind of the feeling I get in here. Like when we're all in here kind of BSing around with each other and working out and kind of pushing each other, it kind of feels like it used to, back in the day in the locker room type of stuff, or, when you're lifting weights together and stuff like that. So it's don't be intimidated by CrossFit and what you see on TV or the internet, because at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of normal people in here trying to be better.
Very normal, average people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like myself.
Yeah.
Very
I think
average.
that's something people commonly get. I mean, slightly above average. Let's give ourselves
Thanks,
a
bro.
little bit of
Thanks, man.
credit.
Yeah.
I mean, I was talking about me.
Oh, thought you meant us.
Yeah. Well, I'll give it to you now.
Oh, okay. Appreciate that.
You're probably better than the average.
Maybe a little bit,
You deserve it. You deserve it.
Thanks, man.
So what do you see now with CrossFit and this kind of change you've made? What can you do now that you couldn't do before all that? And and I don't want just a physical answer, but mentally how you approach something, what does that look like?
Man, mentally, probably the biggest change is just confidence. Not so much confidence in how you look, but just in how you feel. I mean, there's things that I would not have even attempted before because I was like, oh, man, I'm too heavy, or I'm going to get hurt, or that's not going to work out good. So just confidence to go out there and try new things, to be able to chase my kid through the house and not get, winded crossing the living room.
Yeah.
And, things like that. Obviously, physically, you lose 100 pounds. There's quite a few things that I can do now that I used to couldn't do, double unders, pull-ups, things like that,
Bend over and tie your shoes.
Yeah, put my shoes on and not, pass out or get out of breath, things like that. So, yeah, pretty much it.
You're like a whole new you.
Yeah, kind of.
You're the same.
But
You're the
I'm
same.
not.
You're the same
Yeah.
guy in here.
Yeah, that's true. I'm like just new on the outside. I'm still, yeah,
You're still like a 13-year-old child on the inside.
absolutely true. You may be giving me a little credit, maybe more like 10 or 11.
What's one guilty pleasure, PG, guilty pleasure that you have that people don't know about?
Man, that people don't know about?
It's probably hard for you. You're pretty open book.
I was fixing to say, I don't know. Everybody pretty much knows I like to, I'm a social person. I like to, go out and eat those tacos we talked about earlier and have a few adult beverages here and there. And I don't really know if I have a guilty pleasure that people don't know about, to be honest.
That's fine.
I mean, everybody kind of knows me.
Everybody
I don't know, yeah.
You're an open book.
That's kind of a hard question, yeah.
You're an open book. What is, a lot of times, sometimes we get a question from people about, I don't have time to do this, I don't have time to do that. What's your kind of daily routine look like, and start from, hey, I do this very first thing in the morning, or, hey, man, every day is different. Jared's not the real police. He sits behind a desk all day, unlike some of us.
That's true.
So his day's
Banker's hours.
Yeah. He's pretty consistent. Explain kind of your day, what your routine looks like. And does that help you that you have a routine? Does it hurt you that you kind of get stuck in a rut sometimes, or, explain that.
No, I'm a creature of habit. I have to have a routine. If something's off, or my routine, especially if I'm waking up early. Like this morning, we had training. We had to wake up early. Tomorrow morning, I'll be coaching, so I got to get up early. My routine will start the night before. Like I have to have my gym bag packed and my clothes out and like all my stuff situated. Because if I don't, I'll wake up half asleep at 4 a.m. or wake up late and get in a hurry and forget something, leave my wallet at home, something silly like that.
I did that today.
Yeah.
Because it was out of my normal routine. I don't get up that early.
Yeah, I'm definitely a creature of habit. Definitely have to have a routine. Normal daily routine, like if I don't have to wake up early or do anything like that, wake up, get dressed, fix my hair. That takes a little while for those of you that have seen me in something besides a ball cap.
He does have magnificent hair.
I have to admit, I do have phenomenal hair.
I'm losing my hair, and I'm really jealous.
Well, at least I got something on you. So there's that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, just let me have that win, and we'll be good. So
when I do my hair, it probably looks better than yours, though.
That's true, and you get kind of like the little messy, like spike going in the front. I mean, you pull it off. It's beautiful. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm blushing.
So, you're not blushing. Don't be shy. You're used to it. So, get up, put myself together, pack a lunch, It depends on what I'm having for breakfast that morning. If I'm doing something of substance that needs to be reheated or something like that, or if I'm having a protein shake or smoothie, get that going and get out the door and drink lots of coffee when I get to the office.
And you're normally a nooner.
Yeah, like I said, here lately, just due to work, I've been working out a little more in the evenings, but most of the time I will try to get up here on my lunch break. I've also been talked into by some people, and y'all know who y'all are, doing these 2-a-days, which is doing the Train 60 and the Train 30 in the same day. I also like to every now and then move around to different classes and see people that I don't normally see and work out with some different people and meet new people. We got a lot of new faces in the gym, so things like that.
Yeah, and I think that's important too from a coaching standpoint, right? You know,
Definitely.
we're always trying to jump around because there are some people, if you always coach 5 and 6 a.m., you might not know somebody who's been a member at 6 p.m. for, 6 weeks if you don't come in.
Exactly.
Because I think we all kind of fall into a routine or a habit, and if we don't break that a little bit, we're not going to get there. And it's funny you said habits, and this is a whole nother podcast, so I'm going to preview it. But we're recording this on a Monday. So yesterday I went to church, and the sermon was talking about how habits that can change your life. And Pastor Will, my pastor, he's talking about going to the gym. That's kind of his analogy. And he said, too, his habits start the night before. And really, his habits start when he leaves the gym, he comes home. And when he gets home, he takes his dirty gym clothes out of his bag and he puts the clean ones in his bag right then and there and literally sets the bag in front of the door like he will have to trip over it when he walks out. And I thought that was really great. And that's, just going to the gym. But he talks about, like, taking his Bible. And he makes it as easy as he can. It's sitting open right by the nightstand. Like, it's that easy. Or he'll put his toothbrush on top of the Bible. He's like, I got to read it. Or, switch that. He'll put the Bible on top of his toothbrush.
Yeah.
But I think, like you said, it starts the night before creating that habit. And sometimes we have people come into the gym who they'll be consistent for like 3 or 4 weeks. And then we'll kind of see them fall off. And then they come back. And then, my kind of 2020 mantra is consistency wins.
Definitely.
And that's, I don't know a simpler way to put it, but consistency wins. People see your story or mine or any other of our members or that have been here for a while. I'm like, man, how'd they get there? They've been doing it for 4 or 5 years.
Right.
It's just consistency. It's not an overnight kind of thing. You just got to be consistent. Whether it be the gym or your marriage or whatever, just have to be consistent. And I think that's something we all need to kind of remember sometimes. So not to tangent off on that, but maybe we'll drop another episode. Carly, can you note that down?
Got it done.
Got it done. So the last question that we've asked everybody: what is the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Best piece of advice I've ever been given. When I was a little kid, my mom used to make me take a deep breath and count to 10 before I said anything. It's probably a good piece of advice.
Why have you stopped doing that?
Yeah, I don't know. I should pick that back up. Yeah, just you kind of just talked about it. Hard work and consistency. That's not just in the gym. That's anywhere. I've always been told I'll be working on something and then, squirrel, and I'll be going on something else. That's just how my brain works. So for me, the things that I've always excelled at and done well at were things that I was passionate about and that I cared about. So if you want something bad enough, like you're gonna go get it, right? You're gonna make the time for it. You're gonna, put in the work. So, kind of like what we just said, just hard work and consistency. Just don't give up and keep going. It's not gonna happen overnight.
I agree. Maybe that's why I like you. Maybe we think the same way.
Among other things. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, hey, high five to us because we kept it PG.
We did, didn't we?
We did. Shelby and all your wife, our wives will be proud of us.
Yes.
Carly's smiling.
We might have set ourselves up for failure though, because they'll be like, man, y'all made it through all that without saying anything, and
inappropriate.
Yeah, and now here we are after the mics go off, and y'all can't shut up. So
yeah, that's true.
We might have messed up.
Maybe episode 2.
Yeah.
We'll have a NFSW.
NSFW?
Whatever the acronym is.
Unedited version. Yeah.
Unedited. Do not play in front of your children.
Right, exactly.
Perfect. Well, Jared, thanks for coming on. Guys, that's Jared. He's your 5 and 6 a.m. coach. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Reach out to us if you have any questions. And we'll catch you on the next one. Later.
See you later.